pretty good music to pre-stream dance to.
I will freely admit that. I think I might... Yeah, I might be very quiet. There we go. This... You can't pre-stream dance to this music. I don't know why I'm trying. Hi everybody! Welcome back to the stream. I am Horbgorb, your gothic host tonight. My hair doesn't quite work as much anymore. When most gothic people either have black hair, the classic black, or they have a very blonde hair. Is it time for suck? Says Claude. Oh, Claude, it's always time for suck. 'Cause I suck! Ah! Hi guys, welcome. Let me say hello to everyone in the chat really quick and turn on live chat 'cause everybody will be mad at me. Hi Rosariana, hi Gerbil, hi Mr. Sir, hi Dolph Spaghetti, hi No Username, hi Thousand Eyes 85, welcome back. Hi the Clot. So to answer your question, Thousand Eyes, which I said, unfortunately, I'm not a professional voice actress by any means. So I'm not actually the most qualified person to answer that question, unless you just mean online voice acting. If that is what you mean, then what I just did is I just grabbed a decent microphone and I just started reading stories that I liked. Some of my first videos I ever made were Undertale dubs and Homestuck dubs. I just took really small scenes and I dubbed over the characters and I just practiced. A lot of times what I do to practice is I just read visual novels out loud to myself. That really helps. But yeah, just, you know, if you're really serious about it, Blue Yeti is kind of the standard for people getting into voice acting. Maybe upgrading to an XLR later, but I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't make that financial commitment until you know for a fact that you're gonna be doing that regularly. And then just kind of just making videos and stuff like that, I guess. If you want to become a professional voice actor, unfortunately, I'm not even remotely in that field. I would not even know where to start. I like my little kingdom on the internet where everybody likes me. Do I demo? I do not have a demo. Again, that's the thing. I just do internet voice acting for myself, so I don't even really have a demo. I know a couple people that do. If you go on the Discord server and at either Jax or Alamis, I know Alamis is out of town for a little while, but either one of them might be able to answer your questions about how to make a demo. Rosariana, why do you look so good this stream? It's because I put more makeup on than usual. I have eyeshadow and lipstick on in addition to my normal affair, and I'm wearing a very nice dress because I'm gothic. Do you get it, guys? I'm gothic! Just apply to every call for VAs you can find. Yep, that's also a good option, Claude. But yeah, so anyway, on track. I figure I'll answer more questions later because YouTube has this new feature for you to do. Thank you for the Discord server link, Gerbil. Discord has a new, or not Discord, YouTube has a new feature where you can Q&A your audience. So I'm going to probably try to do that halfway through the stream because I haven't done a Q&A in a while. For those of you who weren't around in the old days of the live streams, for the first about year and a half, every live stream I stopped halfway through whatever I was doing and I just did a quick 20 minutes Q&A of just people asking me questions. So I think I'll do that tonight because I haven't in a while. Rosariana, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. And hello, welcome, Gabriel. Also, tonight, I'm drinking totally not blood. Don't worry, I'm not a vampire. And if I was, Vampires Can't Kill You. That's the name of My Chemical Romance song because I'm so gothic. But yeah, today, if I can actually talk, take me to a hospital. Today we are going to play more Vampire because you guys really liked me playing it last time. So we're gonna play some more of it. Because I really have been wanting to play more of it since last time, but I had a whole month of Halloween streams planned out, so I couldn't play it again. But here we are. Also, for those of you wondering, this is actually vermouth and pomegranate juice. Sweet vermouth and pomegranate juice. It's about half and half of each, so it's like a cocktail light. It's not really a cocktail. So, we didn't actually get to look around this hospital last time. Oh, game. Okay. Dr. Swansea's message. Dear Jonathan, I asked Nurse Crane to secure an office for you on the 2nd floor. Also, sorry, you don't get any more shoulders because I'm a little bit cold. It's a little bit nippy in this room of mine. I could put on my hood as well. Could be all dramatic. But now I just look like I'm just a floating head. So we're not gonna do that. Yeah, sure, pomegranate juice. That's what it is. When's that Q&A? It'll be about 8 EST. So in about an hour from now. I asked Nurse Crane to secure an office for you on the 2nd floor. Please forgive the austere decoration, but Pembroke office is not exactly the Ritz. Sorry to let you discover your office alone, but I need to sleep a little before going back to work. I'm just a mere mortal, after all. Ha ha, ha ha, ha ha. Hedge with the hood, you look emo. Why, thank you. Hello, dear. Welcome back. I also give orders to let you rest and for the staff to never enter your room. You'll be able to sleep all day without being disturbed and work at night without raising any suspicion. I'm afraid the place is quite messy, but you'll be able to conduct your experiments here at your own pace. You'll also notice there is an open window with a scaffolding that will allow you to enter or exit the hospital without being noticed. I imagine how awfully new and disturbing this all must be for you. Believe me, I have studied enough of your species to understand what you must now be facing and feeling. Be assured I will do whatever I can to help you in this ordeal. Know that you're not completely alone facing it. I'm glad I met you. These dark times I think that's supposed to be, these are dark times you are all presently facing. I hope our future collaboration will yield great results. Welcome to Pembroke, my esteemed colleague. We shall talk soon. Yours sincerely, Edgar Griffith Swansea. P.S. I left a copy of some of my notes concerning what I've discovered about Akon in the last few years. Feel free to read about it if you need some guidance, as long as you don't use this knowledge to take advantage of me. So glad YouTube actually notified me of the stream tonight. Yeah, that happened because I just uploaded a Monica Plays Bendy video, so YouTube actually decided, oh, that got views. Let's recommend her stream. To be fair, the outfit with the red side makes you look less like a gothic woman and more like a Vampire the Masquerade character. Honestly, I'll take it. You know what? I'll take it. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And that's still on brand for this stream, so it's fine. I'm just, you know what? I'm just the Malkavian female PC. Less gothic, yet more vampire? Sorry, I gotta do the weird head swivel they do. Alright, anyway. So we didn't get to look around this hospital last time. So I want to look around. I've been told one of the major things about this game is learning about people and choosing whether to kill them or not. Now, listen. I'm gonna play this playthrough on a purely I'm gonna kill whoever the fuck I want basis. Or rather, whoever the fuck we all want. So I'm not gonna go for a purely ethical run. I'm also not gonna go for a kill everybody run. I'm gonna kill people based on my judgment and your judgment whether they deserve to kick the bucket. So, ta-da. God, Dustin Vlad, welcome. What type of blood is Hedge's favorite? You know, I like, you know, a lot of people say that the blood of virgins is the best. No. It's too sweet, man. I like the blood of a perpetual whiskey drinker. A good Irishman, blood full of whiskey, gives it a nice smoky taste. You were expecting me to say like O positive, and I just totally over-explained that answer. Articles on Ekans. Alcoholics. Called it! It is a rare opportunity and almost a privilege to approach a vampire, to observe their most intriguing physical. The CEO of Twitter. Hey, Hodgepog. Elon Musk, the real-world Iron Man here. Want to buy Twitter for 50 cents? Insert sounds of engineers battering down the door. Please? Listen, Elon. Okay, DM me after the stream. All right, you can join the Discord server. DM me after the stream, and we will discuss terms of my Twitter takeover. I think I could probably run it better than you at this point. Here are some of the most fascinating abilities I personally observed over the last 10 years while interviewing a few vampires, or Ekon, as they prefer to call themselves. That's stupid. I'm calling them vampires. Supernatural speed. The vampire can act and move like a mortal in all his actions, but the trained eye will spot that they have the keenest senses and can react quicker than any mortal. On the few occasions, alarm, surprise, necessity to flee. I have seen a vampire move so quickly it is almost as if he had just vanished just to reappear somewhere else. The human eye cannot follow their movements when they act so quickly, but it is not a teleport or dematerialization. Dribble, no, you can't leave. No, you're my mod. Aren't you just always here? Waiting for me to stream? What's wrong with you? My mom just told me that putting mozzarella sticks on a sandwich is a bad idea. Whoa, why am I here? Okay. For me, it is a cat-like attribute, which allows them to run, dodge, or jump for longer and faster than us. I also notice that such speed seems to exhaust them, and that they are bound to physical limitations. Mesmerism. One of the most powerful abilities mods gone post Hedgehog bad at games. No! I call this trait mesmerism, but it has nothing to do with the mortal ability to alter a subject's mental state. A vampire can bend a mortal to their will, and they can even break a mind. A vampire interviewed even told me the more a subject tries to resist, the more permanent the damage will be, as if the vampire could literally fracture their target's psyche. That's horrifying. The same vampire explained to me that this ability required time to master, and that the result could vary wildly from one subject to another. Implant a false memory, erase a painful one. The possibilities are endless and frightening. The mods just post that all the time, so it's fair. Blood awareness. This may be the most catastrophic ability of all concerning vampires, since it is the cause of so many tragedies for them and us. Vampires crave for blood. They must use their will to restrain themselves from frenziedly drinking every drop of blood they can see. They need blood to function and to express their full supernatural traits. A famished vampire can be very weak, even if he cannot die of hunger or thirst. This urge, this need for blood, may explain why a vampire is so aroused by it. A vampire confessed to me that blood could sometimes blind him, since its smell and attractiveness can be so strong. When he focuses, a vampire can almost see blood all around them, inside warm bodies, through walls, or a supposedly clean weapon, etc. The same vampire even told me that he can see if a mortal has clean blood or is ill, and that in some cases he can even sense diseases, infected clothes, or even items in a room. If this is true, it could have so many medical applications, it almost beggars belief. Platos, you're playing as Lucius Marcel. Honestly, this guy really does remind me of Lucius Marcel. He's like my favorite type of vampire, which is the like slight daddy energy, very calm, very collected, but also secretly he thirsts for you. I like very calm, collected vampires. Although a good feral vampire is fun every once in a while. So yeah, I've been told, yeah, the main gist of this game is obviously there's a plot, but also that we're supposed to kind of gain experience and get more powerful by, let's analyze this. Serums. We got a serum. What do we get? Light regeneration serum. We need some sodium hypochlorite solution for that, but otherwise we have everything for it. And then here's some treatments we can get. Daddy energy, like a father figure, right, Heg? Like a father. I already have so many questions for the Q&A. I'm very excited to hear them.
Unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation, but this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching.
Something tells me that's not what she means. Joke's on you! I'm kidding. That's
I'll continue
yeah, I don't
tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Oh, somebody named Brett Davis posted something and then deleted it, and I didn't quite catch it. Sorry. I like interpretations of monsters that physically cannot starve to death but become exponentially weaker and incoherent the longer they go without. I absolutely love that too. That's great. Okay, so we're supposed to rest. We didn't actually look at the hospital, so we're gonna go look around the hospital before we go to bed. Go bed.
It's locked.
It's locked. Dr. Trippett, Dr. Strickland, Dr. Aykroyd. Yes. Rosarian has finished her read-through of Edie Valley, and everybody else should too. There's about a month and a half before my next story starts coming out. So you have a month and a half to catch up on all of Edie Valley. The new story isn't necessarily going to require Edie Valley as required reading, but it will be somewhat helpful. I will freely admit that. T. Elwood's medical file. Patient Thomas Elwood, male 28, followed by Dr. Tippett's. Status, convalescence. Date of admission, September 16th. Date of release to be determined. Notes: the patient's face has been heavily burnt and disfigured by a bomb during the war. Even with the use of the strong sedatives, he affirms to regularly endure severe pain from the wounds, as if the flames are still burning under the skin, he says. Examinations of the cauterized tissues show no trace of inflammation, infection, or swelling. Scars are clean. Could it be a cause for persisting nerve damage? The patient never ceases to blame himself for his disfiguration. Could it be a cause of guilt of the survivor? Phantom pain manifesting as a punishment for not dying with his comrades. Yes, thank you, everybody who's read Edie Valley. It's amazing. The Edie Valley is so good. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys do too. It's on the channel. There's 2 different playlists you can find it in. Oh, okay, so we learned about a dude. What the fuck? Why are you reading this man's medical file? Respect his privacy. It's okay, she plays a doctor on TV. It's right, I play a doctor on TV. Actually, I'm not the one who played the doctor on TV, Alamesis. Not on TV, but on my channel. I don't think I've actually ever played a doctor on this channel. Somehow I've gone this long. Oh no, Abigail's a doctor. I know I should promote Edie Valley more, but also at the same time I don't want to be annoying about it, because I know for a fact that if you hear about something too much, people often just won't read it if you talk about it too much. So I don't want to do that. Is Abigail Hodge considered a doctor? Yes, Abigail Hodge is technically a doctor. Her full name is Dr. Abigail Hodge. I don't know if I actually mentioned that in the story. I haven't really mentioned a lot about her backstory. I don't know if I ever will. So I might as well tell you a little bit about it, I guess, here. She has a doctorate. Yes, she does have a doctorate. So basically, there's obviously she's the daughter of Aaron Hodge, the lead psychiatrist, head psychiatrist for the original Project Paragon, and she basically lives most of her life,
locked, all right.
You know, in the foster system and in orphanages and stuff. I think probably more like orphanages because this was the 50s. Yeah, Abigail's actually very old. And so she, I'm trying to run around and talk at the same time. She ended up following in her father's footsteps and becoming a doctor. Her degree is in biology, not strictly medical, but biology. Bookmark the stream to annotate the wiki.
Dr. Reed.
Oh, sorry,
Dr.
started
Swansea
talking to this guy.
informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you.
And you are? I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
So, anyway, to finish my point really quick. So at one point, she did a bunch of research into her own past because she remembered her father, but she didn't know anything about what he did or anything because she was a child when he was killed. And she comes across his notes. And she quickly realizes that he thinks Project Paragon is wrong and bad, but she finds herself fascinated. Obviously obviously one of the big twists of Edie Valley is not that Abigail is continuing Project Paragon out of a false notion that she's continuing her father's work, but rather that she just found the research fascinating and doesn't give a shit about her dad. So she finds his research, she finds his notes, she does a bunch of other research into Project Paragon, because obviously he was just the psychiatrist, so he didn't have a lot of the information about the more biological components of it. And she then decides to continue Project Paragon. The reason she looks like she's 18 or 19 in the story is because one of the first things she figured out was the anti-aging component of that. Which is also the same reason why Buttercup still looks like she's like 10. And that's why she looks like she's 18 or 19. It's because of that. Anyway, I might end up going into that in the third arc of Edie Valley, but it's not like important to the story anymore because, you know, she's a computer. We all miss Buttercup, Mr. Sir, but her arc is done. She doesn't need to do anything else more. Your life in London. Tell me about yourself.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself? I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose that career?
What made you choose to be a doctor? I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
Sorry, I'll get to that one second. Hey, thank you, Hector, for the tip. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much, good sir. Really appreciate it. Okay, so this is a choice. This is a choice. I do like this man. We're gonna be nice to him.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you. If
This
I can.
man's a
This
simp.
epidemic may be the century's most
You're
terrible
a simp.
disaster, but I'm convinced
You're watching
that we,
me.
as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
The only reason anybody would be watching this alcoholic right here is because they're just obsessed with her.
I based
Clearly.
my technique on my mentor's
Not
research.
because, you know,
He helped me
they enjoy my
perfect my
content or
method.
anything like that.
What is yours?
Because my
I'd rather
content's
not
shit.
talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
Very fair. Back. He seems like a pretty nice guy. He's got a hint required, though. So he's
What
probably
can
got
you
some kind
tell
of a
me
dark
about the
secret.
Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
You seem quite
You
optimistic.
seem quite optimistic. It's a rare.
He seems
precious
sus.
attitude in these
Of course, I'm a simp. Who do you think I am?
convinced that this
enough.
epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True, true. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
This game is fairly topical over the last few years, considering it's about the Spanish flu. Absolutely. Do you need my
Do
help?
you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you
Uh-oh.
want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time.
Uh-oh. Local investigations. Cool. So we can do something for him. And hopefully that'll unlock the hint. Citizen investigations are displayed here, categorized by district. You can start a new citizen quest by tracking it with X, then access your map to locate the area to explore. Okay, cool. Missing ingredients. I see. So this also relates to somebody else. Hi, Hedgie. Good to see you. Very much enjoyed the news video and can't wait for more soon. Supplier's dead, Scareline. Thank you very much. Yeah, I will definitely be doing more of them. I'm sorry that my opinion on the second game is rather sour. I hope you don't mind. I hope you're having fun watching Monica shit on it. I have 3 episodes recorded. Probably upload the second one tomorrow, I think. And if those do well, I'll finish the game, or at least get further in the game. How much I do is entirely dependent on how much people watch the videos, because I think it's kind of boring. But I will absolutely continue to shit on it if if you guys want to keep watching. About your blood
Tell
transfusion
me
technique.
more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it? you
Oh,
really
Red, she is very happy to see Bendy.
save
Don't worry
or
about
to
that.
prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Also, Claude, they're talking so him and Gerbil are talking about the Spanish flu and how it was apparently the last major epidemic. I know that it wasn't an epidemic. I know it was only a pandemic, but I remember the swine flu being a very big deal right around 2010, 2011. Because I got it, and a bunch of my classmates got it. A bunch of people got it. And obviously it's not very deadly unless you're very old or very young, but...
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality.
You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires,
I like
hopes,
this man.
and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
I like this man, but I'll be able to give this first episode's discussion these because kind of that's fair. That's fair. I'm intending to go back and reread Edie Valley myself pretty soon, mostly just because it's been a really long time and I need to remember everything before I start writing it again. My point is like combating swine flu in Ebola did not affect global culture as much as COVID did. That's very fair. Strickland seems pretty swell. I know. It's too bad he's clearly dealing in organs.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
If you do what I did with you, Hedge, it'll be fun to hear your thoughts. That's fair. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. My goal, to be fair, because I'd really like to talk about Edie Valley more, and my thoughts about it and what I did with
Goodbye,
it.
Dr. Strickland.
My goal is kind of to eventually, hopefully, once I get a couple new patrons with the new channel and everything, my goal is to eventually turn one of these live streams, one of these weekly live streams, into like a monthly patron Q&A live stream. That's, you know, regardless of your patron tier. If you give me $1 a month or more, you can come do a live stream where you just ask me questions and I'll just talk about stuff. I'll do some live analysis. I'll talk about my writing. I'll talk about analyzing things I'm reading right now. I'll talk about blah blah blah. Basically anything that comes up. I think it'd be nice and chill and a lot of fun. You know, I'll make drinks and whatever. It'll be a good time, and that'll definitely be a place to talk about my writing a lot, I think.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Oh, there's Dorothy Crane. It's fucking. Oh my god. She's gonna give everybody HIV. Patreon. Ah, no, the horror. Update on the mozzarella stick sandwich. It is very good. Good. Hi, my waifu is terrible. Alright, she doesn't have anything else to say. For the moment, at least. Gonna lurk in the hospital. Hey, who are you?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed? Yes,
That
I've
was
been
Ackroyd.
informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swans's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Dude, I was a fucking army surgeon. Holy shit, I'm not a dabbler. Alright, do you have a problem with me?
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get.
Ackroyd sounds like a medical condition.
With that, I'm
Ackroyd sounds like the name of an actor.
But I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
What do you think, guys? What should we do? Say Waverly Ackroyd 3 times fast. Waverly Ackroyd, Waverly Ackroyd, Waverly Ackroyd. Sounds like the good name for a ghost hunter. You know, you're really right. Waverly Ackroyd. He sounds like an old British ghost hunter. Really enjoying Hedgehog being offended on Jonathan's behalf. Jealousy! I think they're coming in now. Taunt the bitch ass! No need for such animosity. We have a couple of votes. One for jealousy. Buy his crystal head vodka. That's fair. That's fair. Unfortunately, DevCam, that's not an option. Alright, anybody else? Was that a joke or did Hedge not get the reference? I did not get the reference if it was. Sorry. Oh, Ghostbusters. Duh. Alright, I've got a couple for jealousy.
Aren't you too old for such jealousy? It really won't do you any good, you know.
Don't be ridiculous, Dr. Reed. A simple glance is enough for me to know you have nothing for me to envy.
Listen, Claude, I've got both blood brain and stream brain. I can't think for shit right now. Alright, I'm at the Pembroke
Since
Hospital.
your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time, his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Rosariana, I'm gonna do the Q&A in about a half an hour, so if you want to hold off, there will
here
be
to save
plenty of time for
lives.
questions then.
The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Okay. Yeah, sorry everybody who wants exciting vampire action. I really just like sitting around and talking with people. I'm kind of weird. I'm probably not the best person to be a live streamer in the first place. So you can all express your boredom with me if you'd like. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep talking to this asshole doctor.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his
But now we're using
experimental
vampire
research?
mind powers.
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
Why do you wish to leave this
Why
surgery?
do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
Do you want to see exciting vampire action? Do you want to see her brutally murder this NPC? Bribe Hedgehog with $5 on stream. Yeah, $5 and I'll kill him. I don't want to. Like, he's not the nice person ever, but at least he wants to keep his patience. I don't know. Listen, I have the distinct feeling that the main gist of this game is gonna try to figure out which people are worth killing and which are not, based on, and everybody's gonna have secrets. Nobody's gonna be evil or good. Everybody's gonna have good points and bad points, and it's gonna be a matter of figuring out which, you know, what bad points are worth glossing over and what bad points are not worth glossing over. You will assume the consequences.
If you are going to lead this surgery, I'm trusting you to assume the consequences of your actions, whatever the result.
I'm not the kind of man who runs away from his responsibilities, Dr. Reed. There is no need for you to be looking over my shoulder.
Blood transfusion was new at that time, yes. Its biggest benefit was probably the discovery of the four blood types after enough people suffered from blood poisoning to question why that kept happening. Yeah, so everyone's got something dark in their minds. Yeah, so it's really funny because blood transfusions are so important in this narrative and this story, and I think Jonathan Reed is an expert on blood transfusions, specifically because blood transfusions are a huge part of the original Dracula novel. Like, everybody's getting blood transfusions. Like, Lucy gets repeated blood transfusions, Mina gets blood transfusions. Maybe, don't quote me on that one. I know Lucy does a bunch. But at the time, when Bram Stoker, a good Irishman, nobody knew about blood types, so he just has everybody willy-nilly giving blood transfusions to her without regard for their blood type. And of course, because they didn't know, in the story she's miraculously fine and there's no problem. But yeah, it's just really funny. Hedgehog streams cover the gameplay, stay for the history of blood transfusions and its significance in literature. Props if you made it through the entire stream without spilling prune juice down your check. I've barely made it. And now they're arguing who's the best. Is your rivalry blinding
And
you?
are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
I really like this conflict they're setting up between the two doctors, because this is a kind of dynamic that's present in a lot of different fields, of somebody who wants to do it by the books and somebody who wants to, takes a lot of professional pride, and who very much so, puts facts and logic before emotions, and then there's the guy who has the more humane human approach, but who might not do, you know, the best job because he'll let his emotions get in the way, which means he'll have a lot better bedside manner, treat people a lot better, and have a lot more friends, but he might not be as effective. It's always a very, very interesting dynamic. You can always respect a dick who just wants to do his fucking job. Exactly. This guy just wants to do his fucking job. He doesn't give a shit about what other people think about him. Your life in London. Oh, no, that's personal questions. I've proved...
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
Knowledge is our main weapon.
Knowledge has always been and will remain our main weapon. And it has always come at a price. And personal initiative.
That's
It is
true.
not a
I
question of
agree with
initiative. It is a question of integrity. These men and women have put their faith in us, Dr. Reed.
But this guy also has a point. Bad memories of your military service.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress.
It's also true.
War only reveals the worst in men.
Also
We can
true.
at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
I'm gonna slide my chair back a little bit. Oh, you can see my gamer chair. My Kira-B gamer chair. Okay. Alright,
Thank
goodbye.
you for your time. We'll talk later.
I have just spent a half an hour of the stream just talking to people, and I'm having a great time. What's new? Some more glass vials. Cool. Hey, who are you?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
Oh,
I see.
he's... yeah.
Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick.
Yep.
All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
It's just his arm! Sorry, I thought he was like... He needed to undergo like some life-altering surgery, just like, I just want to fix my arm! That's great. I take it that you could spend hours talking to one person getting so much interesting information. Absolutely. Over the course of this argument, 6 patients have died. Respect the patients. You can't cure a cancer that irradiating a few of the infirm. Wait, no. Yeah, I believe that both sides have a point. Obviously, in order to make progress, sacrifices do need to be made, because then you can't make progress if you're being too cautious, but also, these are real people you're dealing with and real lives you're dealing with. That's why so much experimentation is done on rats and pigs and animals that have very similar molecular structures to us, which is still a shame because they are still living creatures, and that still makes me uncomfortable, but you know, what are you gonna do? Tell me about yourself.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reed.
Gerbil said, experimentation on rats is a mistake. Just look at what they did to Mice Man, those bastards. They irradiated him. He's gained human intelligence. Rats should never have this power.
Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Ackroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
Are
How's
you
the hospital?
satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
Not at
I
all.
won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reed? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies.
Also, I think I'll eat you. If I see blood.
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
You're not an asshole. Your wife died because
How
of
could
you?
your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
Man, that fucking blows.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
That's fair. Did he just use super vampire powers? Yes, he uses his powers of mesmerization to make people tell him shit. About the death of your
Tell me
wife.
more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
No, I'm gonna do that every time he does this.
I was in the army, building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
So many died during the bombings.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
This game looks really good. Like, they don't necessarily have a lot of like facial animation going on, but the general expression on his face really suits what he's saying. Even if it doesn't necessarily change all that much, it's really nice to look at.
After losing their mother.
They were smaller then.
And the writing is very good.
The
I'm
only good thing
just
about
fully
this
engaged
is
just listening to people
Helen
talk.
didn't bring them with her that night.
Like, it's really nice. I'm really enjoying this game a lot. I heard some mixed things about it from different people, but I'm glad I
Goodbye
gave
for
it a
now,
shot.
Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my
I'm
boy.
sure I'll have some issues with it as the game continues, but talented voice acting also helps a lot. Absolutely. There's some very, very talented voice actors in this game.
Falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Hey.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
Okay, I'm gonna deal with these people later. I should go to bed and do a little bit before the graphics remind me of Final Fantasy 15. I think it's because it was made right around the same time that Final Fantasy 15 came out. And they do have a very similar art style with a lot of the modeling. It's a little less anime than Final Fantasy 15, but beyond that, it is rather similar. Alright, we're gonna rest. We're gonna have a little sleep. No, go back. I need no more about her so I can declare that she's my waifu. Don't worry, Gerbil. I'll get to her, I promise. I'm just gonna go to bed first. I'm gonna go sleep. I'll go sleep. Go sleep. Go bed. Go beb. Go beb. Okay, so, right, claws. I do already have claws. I can do a blood spear. I can do shadow mist. The cloud will explode. I can also increase my health and my stamina. I do want to increase my blood capacity for sure. Bite might be nice. Ultimates I haven't unlocked yet. Because I need to be level 10. Science, I can increase my science. I can now carry 3 serums on me. Wow! And then I can do defensive stuff. Big thirst. Probably named an ability after your average Instagram user. Yikes. Can I not upgrade this one yet? No, I cannot. How about Big Thirst? I can upgrade Big Thirst. I can get 40% more blood. I would love to do that. Thank you. We can get Bigger Thirst. Big Thirst. Big. Man, I wish I could upgrade my body's ability before I go to bed. The big thirst. We want blood capacity as well, I think. I think we should spend the early levels focusing on increasing our blood capacity and stuff like that, so that we can then go really aggressive and get some of these cool abilities later on, so that then we can, you know, really pack in the damage. I think that's going to be the best way to do this. The following night. I love how that
If I'm
loading
to stay
screen just
here
didn't even
until my
do
research
anything.
is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Okay, so I'm just supposed to help the night shift. Oh, that's right. I really liked these. I've analyzed William Bishop's blood, but the result is only partial. The blood sample was much more unstable than human blood and showed heavy mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. I need to gather more evidence of what is going on. Time may be on my side, but not on London's. The epidemic is killing thousands of people. The whole city is on the verge of collapse. I am starting to believe all of this must be connected somehow, but I can't see any pattern or plausible explanation yet. For now, I must play the doctor and try to do my best to help those who may need me while I continue my search. I have to answer the door. Who's that knocking on my door? Ah, sorry, Miss Crane. What you doing? What's that?
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was
Ooh,
hoping there
that's
was
not good.
another box up here, but...
No antiseptics at all?
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor.
That was
the
a little more
war,
harsh
and
than
now
I
this
intended it to be.
epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street.
What kind of
On my
hospital
way.
are you running? Just
Thank
so that
you.
I think I can help. We use the big think, Miss Green. Okay, so I always wonder in open world games like this when I should do the main story and when I should not. I try to always go with the idea of when it naturally works within the game, but honestly, the UK's attitude during the Blitz in World War II is probably one of the best power moves the UK's ever pulled. The Germans tried to demoralize the civilians by bombing them, but the English fired right back by refusing to acknowledge it as they went to their office jobs and cleared the rebel off their desks. Yeah. I think I should probably go to the storehouse now. That's probably gonna be... Oh, hello. What's this? Oh, I got a small bottle. Okay. It must be over this way. Yeah, through this gate. Okay. Like, there are literally photos of dudes just sitting at their desks surrounded by a mostly collapsed building.
Scowl voices in the garden.
Ooh.
I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Well, I got some bullets that I will not use. I forgot how to play this game. Skull of voices in the garden. I should investigate. Hey, buddy. Hey, friend. Hey. Oh. I wasted that. Okay, how do I fight again? Is it... Oh, that's right. Okay, and then you use A. And then we can give him the big scratch. Cannot see the camera. Okay. Cool. All good. Watery, sturdy blood sample. Oh, there's something left. Another blood sample. Photograph in a wallet. A photograph of a smiling and lovely couple. A few words are on the back. Milton and Pippa forever. New investigation. I see. So with both of them is this, and then Milton hooks. Bring the wallet back to its owner. I should have escaped the noises. Then casually pulls out sword. Was a bit disappointed that you reused the old Benny thumb, but maybe I could try designing a new one. Oh, thank you very much for the offer, Redix Phones. I specifically used that one again because it has sentimental value. Obviously, it's by Dragon, and it is the first piece of fan art I ever received. He sent it to me way before I even knew who he was, way before I started live streaming even. And I was just tickled pink that not only was it a piece of fan art, but it was one that was really, really good and I really, really liked a lot. So the reason I'm keeping it is mostly for sentimental value, but thank you for the offer. Okay. We've got a couple more minutes. Yeah, I think this is probably a good point. Okay. Yeah, this is a good point. So we're going to do the Q&A now so that I have a little more time to play afterwards. I'm probably only going to do this for like 20 minutes-ish. But we'll see. We'll see. So there's a new option I have. I can start a Q&A. Ask me anything. Okay, let's see how this works. Okay, so see viewer questions and choose which ones to answer. So I believe you guys can now post questions in the Q&A section so that I can see them more specifically. I believe if you click on the little Q&A thing that just popped up, you should be able to post questions there. Thanks, Mr. Sir. Appreciate it. Who inspired you to stream and voice act? That's a really difficult question, actually. I mean, I've been watching YouTube, you know, since I was young, I guess. I think the person who inspired me to try for the first time was Markiplier, specifically because I remember very shortly, I'm on mobile and nothing happens when I click. Nice. Maybe it's not properly implemented yet. Worst case scenario, if you can't ask there, you can just ask normally in the chat. I just wanted to try it out. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Markiplier initially inspired me to try being a YouTuber. And there's some very old Let's Play videos that have long been since deleted. But I did complete an entire playthrough of Amnesia: The Dark Descent. And a run of Haunted Memories, the first chapter of Haunted Memories. On my personal channel, which was not really my personal channel at the time. Those videos are all long gone. You'll never find them. But there was that. As far as the voice acting goes, what really, it's a little bit embarrassing, but what really inspired me to be a voice actress was Hetalia. Because I made the decision to watch the English dub of Hetalia over the Japanese sub. And I've been acting since I was very, very young. I've been doing live theater since I was 5. And so obviously voice acting was something that wasn't really a huge step for me. I had to reteach myself a lot of things, and you'll notice sometimes early on in my videos that I don't quite do it quite right, just because you really have to. Wow, what a fucking Tumblr, cringe Tumblrina, unsubscribe. You really have to like emphasize words differently and stuff, because in live theater, you really need to be loud. That's the main thing. You need to be loud, but you don't have to be so loud in voice acting. So, but then once you pull back, you have a tendency to not enunciate properly anymore. So you need to figure out the balance. But anyway, besides the point, I just saw how fun all the voice actors were having in Italia, and I realized that I kind of wanted to do that. So I got a Blue Yeti microphone, and I did some dubbing my senior year of high school, and then I properly went at it in college. Let's see. Is there anything I can do with these now? Okay, so I can select them. Sure. Let's see what that does. Okay, so most voice actors can also sing. How are your singing skills? This is gonna sound like I'm bragging. I have 4 years of vocal training in both musical and classical styles. So I can sing Broadway and I can sing opera. And also my dad is a drummer. So I've been exposed to a lot of rock and roll music as well. So I think I can sing rock music pretty well as well. Yeah, that highlights the current question I'm answering. So it's super fun. So yeah, I think I can sing pretty well. I hope. I've been told by many people that I can sing very well. So I sing sometimes on some of my videos. In the new channel, I have an intro that that is the original Higurashi intro that I dubbed in English, that I sing. I'm still trying to kind of figure out how to sing with a microphone, with this type of microphone, and recording it, because I'm much better at live singing than I am at recorded singing. I get too nervous as well with the recorded singing, so I'm still trying to figure it out. So I don't sound quite as good sometimes as I do live. I also sang at the end of the last Portal stream. And Gerbil says, you can hear a sample of Hedgehog singing at the end of her last DDLC stream where she sings the end credits song, Your Reality. Yeah, I sing that on the stream, and there's also a video of DDLC where I sing Your Reality as well. I think that's a pretty good example of my abilities. If you want to hear me sing opera, though, the end of the last Portal stream, Cara Mia, I sing that. Alright, so, next question. How was Over the Garden Wall? I loved it. I really, really loved it, Claude. Thank you very much for the suggestion. My one complaint that I had with it, and the one complaint that Dragon had with it as well, is that it wasn't long enough. They were all like 15-minute episodes. Obviously, they were kind of in-betweeners for Cartoon Network. I really, really wish it had gotten a full series like Gravity Falls did. Because I think that everything that was there was super fucking great, and I wish there was more of it, and I think that its ending got rushed a little bit, just because it didn't really have enough time. Infected Roses and Club Dreamiverse, welcome. I'm doing a quick Q&A right now before I get back to Vampire, which I was playing. But welcome, guys. If you want to click into the little Q&A tab, you can ask me questions. And also, yeah, you can listen to me sing there in that video, and it is timestamped. Thank you, Gerbil. You are a hero. You are my hero. You're such a good mod. Head pats for you. You get mod head pats. But no, I really, really liked Over the Garden Wall. For anybody who has not seen it, Over the Garden Wall is an old Cartoon Network series that came kind of shortly after Gravity Falls, kind of in that kind of area of cartoons. And it's this really autumn-themed, Halloween-themed kind of fun thing. And it's really nice. I really like it. And you'll probably like it too. Alright. Gerbil asks, when will collab with the famous Twitch streamer Goosehand? Oh, sorry, Claude had a follow-up. Yeah, it comes out to around 90 minutes, so it's about feature length, but some production troubles led to it going from 13 to 15 episodes down to 10. It was always meant to be a miniseries, but 3 to 4 episodes got cut. That explains a lot. Okay, because I felt like the last couple episodes were kind of rushed. That would definitely explain it. Yeah, when will you collab with the famous Twitch streamer Goosehanad? Unfortunately, Goosehanad and I have to kind of figure out how to work that. Because since we're living in the same house, spoiler alert, we're living in the same house. No, we're not. That was my hand. That wasn't even him. I'm bullshitting you all. But I fooled you. Since we're living in the same house, we share a mic setup, which means that our PNG tubers will not work together because we do our audio through one channel, which means that if I talk, his model's gonna move. Or if he's collaborating with Buffsiki, then if he talks, her model's gonna move. I don't have a second mic anymore. I gave it away to someone who needed it. So I don't have access to a more portable solution for microphones. So we're still trying to kind of figure that out. We're hoping we can get it to work eventually, but we'll see. We'll see as far as that's concerned. What characters that have yet been voice acted would you think would be pretty fun to voice over? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. Also, just listen to the timestamp, very impressive. Thank you very much. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. That have yet been voice acted. Do you mean that I have not voice acted yet? If that's the question you're asking, on the new channel, on the analysis channel, I'm doing, these complete story analysis of I just had brain fart. Complete story analysis of visual novels. And what that means is that I'm doing full analysis of their stories, but I'm also adding voice acting because just a plain old analysis of a visual novel would be kind of boring. So I add some voice acting, and that's what all the Higurashi scenes have been that I've done on this channel, is the extras for that, essentially, so that people can get some of the full scenes. And there are definitely a lot of visual novels I've planned to voice. Quite a while ago, Dragon Alamis and I read through part of Steins Gate, and I love Maki Sekurisu, and I want to voice her for sure. There's this game called The House in Fata Morgana. You can watch some of her analysis video on our second channel here. Gerbil, you're a god. You're a god, Gerbil. You're just on it with those links tonight. Thank you, man. It's much easier on me to not have to share those links. Thank you so much. I feel like Gerbil just has a document of just all of the relevant links to everything I do, so he can just share them on a dime. He's a good boy. Madam, you should learn from him. He's a good mod. Sorry, I'll stop metaphorically sucking Gerbil's dick now. And that's why you get mods. You know it. But The House in Fata Morgana is a fantastic visual novel that I love to pieces, and I would really like to voice both Mel Rhodes and the maid in that, because the maid is a really fun character, and Mel's a young boy, so I gotta bring out my young boy voice, I don't get to use it enough on this channel, I feel. What are your thoughts on Silent Hill F? What are your thoughts on Silent Hill? Yeah, I've got links to all the good stuff, all of the YouTube channels, social medias, medical documents, IP addresses, etc. Shit. What are your thoughts on Silent Hill F? So, Obviously, the instant I saw that it was being written by my boy Ryukishi, I was thrilled. I was also thrilled that it got a lot of people to watch my Higurashi videos. For those of you who don't know, the writer of the new Silent Hill game is Ryukishi07, who is the writer of Higurashi and Umineko. And I've been covering Higurashi. Oh, yeah, sorry, Rosariana. I think your question got buried because it wasn't in the Q&A section. I'm just looking at the questions in the Q&A section. Apologies for that. If you click on the little blue icon at the top of the chat, it didn't seem to work. Okay, I'll go back and look at it. What are your favorite stories you've ever read, Valley? I will answer that question as soon as I'm done with this one. I mean, obviously it's written by Ryukishi. Ryukishi's done some not good stuff. Ryukishi's made some masterpieces. He's a little bit of a wishy-washy writer. Some of the stuff he's done is obviously incredible. Some of it's not quite so good. But I'm very excited. I don't know a lot about Silent Hill. I've played a little bit of the second game. I've watched some analysis content on it. But I don't really know a whole ton about Silent Hill, so I'm not coming at it from the perspective of a huge fan. So huge fans might not be as thrilled about it as I am, but I know that my man Ryukishi's gonna come up with a great story, and I'm very, very excited to see what he comes up with. Alright, so, what is your favorite stories that you've written for Edie Valley? Oh, it was really tough. The story that was the first story that made me go, okay, this can be a thing. This is cool. This can be a thing. Was Pancakes and the Art of Badassery. I'm very proud of Pancakes and the Art of Badassery. I think as a standalone piece, it's one of the strongest in Edie Valley. I also think, but I think my favorite story to write was Nothing to See Here, Just a Never-Ending Pile of Shit Right on My Head, which is Doug's backstory. And that one is really interesting because all of my stories I write in a notebook first, and then I transport them over to a computer, and that enables me to kind of edit them as I go. But with that one, I wrote that one entirely on the computer because a lot of the times I don't write on the computer because when I'm just writing, I get really distracted because I think, oh, I could be browsing Reddit or, you know, looking at Tumblr or whatever, and so or watching YouTube, and so I don't work. I just stop working. But with the notebook, there's a bigger degree of separation of, no, you're at a notebook, you're working now. But I find when I write stories on the computer, I'm able to be a lot more stream of consciousness about it because I type way faster than I write. So being able to just type out that story really, really quick, definitely, I think, gave it a lot of that weird quality to it that I'm very happy with. Infected Roses says, how is your day so far? It's good. I had a pretty relaxing day. I mostly got to bum around, so I was very happy. Speaking of Edie Valley, did you know that you can get your own original character to be featured in Edie Valley? If you don't know for a picture, your character will be part of the series. It's true. I have put 3 different patron OCs into Edie Valley. Ace, Zara Floofer and Valen. Sorry. Can't believe I forgot Valen. If you spend $150 on my Patreon, you can get your character in Edie Valley. I don't know who the hell has enough money to do that, but 3 people did. Man, you really crushed those high notes in your reality. I'm blown away. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As a Silent Hill fan, I am happy Silent Hill isn't a Pachinko franchise. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's see. I got a couple more, and then we're gonna get back to the game. So Gerbil asks, a long time ago you mentioned on stream that you'd like to do an abridged series at some point. Did you have any more planning for this? So an abridged series is something I would not be able to do anytime soon. Because I would really, really need a lot of money put aside to hire somebody to edit that for me. Because editing a bridge series is really, really difficult and really, really time consuming, and it would probably need multiple editors to do. I would also need to be financially confident enough that I could just spend like 6 months writing this thing and recording this thing. Did I have a specific show in mind? I'm about to get to that. I am about to get to that. But I've had this idea for an abridged series for a while, and if I ever did an abridged series, it would probably be something that Dragon and I write together, because you should just see us watch anime. We just make abridged series live constantly when we're watching anime together. But I had an idea because, you know me, it's very on brand actually. I like sexy vampires. You all know how much I like sexy vampires. So when a little show called Diabolic Lovers came across my computer screen, and even I had to laugh about how bad it was, I knew that I had to be the one to abridge Diabolic Lovers. So someday the plan is to abridge Diabolic Lovers. That would make me very happy. That would make me very happy. Let's see. First of all, thank you for doing a Q&A session. Second, how many different accents can you do? I can do a lot of different accents. I spend a lot of my time learning accents. I can do about 5 different variations of British Isle accents, although Fatman Rolling will yell at me if I claim I can do Scottish. Fatman Rolling will yell at me if I claim I can do Scottish, but I think I can do it pretty well. At least an exaggerated comedic one. I only ask because I may or may not have also been considering doing an abridged series. That's fair. If you need voices, Claude, I'm down. Obviously I can do Irish as well. I don't know Welsh. Welsh is a weird distinction to make. But I can do Cockney. And I can do obviously a normal British accent. I can do Russian. I'm slowly starting to learn the German. The German is taking me a little while because it takes a minute for me to get into it, because otherwise I'll start doing French. French and German are actually surprisingly similar. I mean, I can do Canadian, eh? Yeah, I've got my Minnesota mom voice. Oh, heck. I can do a lot. And then, what's your favorite thing about streaming live? I like these. I like getting to talk with people. I like the performance element of it because, you know, my background's in live theater. So when I started YouTube, it was a weird disconnect for me to kind of not have that audience interaction that I was really used to. So live streaming came very naturally to me, and I really like live streaming because I can directly interact with people who are watching the stream, and that makes me very happy to be able to do that. All right, now that all of my viewers have left, because I'm not playing a game anymore, Hedge likes to mentally dissect us. Yes. My final question is, use this as your last question, lol. Thank you. No, stop. Thank you, Mr. Sir. And with that, we will end the Q&A. That went very well. I'm glad I experimented with that. I like that. All right, we can get back to the game now. Sorry, I just wanted to experiment with the new Q&A feature because I've been doing Q&As for years, and I'm very happy that I was able to use it. Okay, so let's go into Zolmorg now. You're welcome, Mr. Sir. Oh, cool. Ended the Q&A, deleted the message. Oh, I'm sorry, Claude. Feel free to ask your question, and I'll answer it. This is not the... I went the wrong way. Oh, because you can go through the garden to get to the morgue. I see. Yeah, I just went around when I probably should have gone this way. Getting a bunch of blood samples from these douche canoes. Can I dig in the garbage? I can't. I got a lead plate from the garbage. Oh my god. wasn't a question, it was a normal chat message, but deleted anyway for some reason. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think I think that system is very, very new. A lot of companies have been rolling out systems like that recently. Like, you can put Q&As and stuff on Spotify podcasts now. Darn, I forgot to ask how long it took you to do your hair. Oh, it's 5 minutes. I just put it up in a ponytail. I'm really short on this side. And I mean, the whole process of dyeing my hair this color and cutting it like this took probably 3 hours, but that was like 3 weeks ago. My secret is I just shower every night, and it just looks like this. Okay, so also, we're gonna need to make medicine to keep people healthy. This is a weird combination between like pathologic and I really like that this game has some really interesting, unique mechanics. I wish they had the balls to like not even include combat. Hedgehog isn't actually blonde. I mean, the color my hair was before this is my natural hair color. I am a dirty blonde. When I first started the channel, I bleached my hair out blonde. But then I went off to college. What you guys saw there was the remnants of the last dyeing I'd done, because my mom was paying for it when I was in high school. And then I went off to college and I was on my own, so I did not have the money to pay for hair dye, professional hair dye. I guess I could have gotten bottle shit, but like a lot of the experience of getting my hair dyed for me is going into my hair lady, my hairdresser, I guess is the technical term. She's a good family friend, and half the experience is going in and seeing her and seeing the excitement on her face. And I say, I want to dye my hair green today. So I just didn't dye my hair, and then I finally had a little bit of extra cash laying around, so I figured that I would dye it again. I guess I left the morgue accidentally. Anyway, there's this obscure 80s animated TV show that I have the whole box set for, which I was considering abridging, but I would need to get the episodes onto my computer somehow. I think there's ways to reverse burn a disc, if I remember correctly. I think it's specific software, but I think if you can get that, I think that software is cheap or free online. I think if you look up how to dump a DVD or whatever, I think you can do it pretty easily. The legality of it is a bit iffy, but you know. I think that lacking combat would have been a bad call. Violence is an important aspect of vampire stories like this, and combat mechanics are better for portraying set of violence and press X to kill. Fair point. That is a very fair point.
It's locked, all right.
I think that, but I think that what would have worked, maybe they shouldn't have gotten rid of combat altogether. I think what would have worked though is if the combat was a much more Arkham City, Arkham Asylum-esque stealth system. Like, I think if the reliance was on being a predator and on, you know, stealthing from the shadows and taking down enemies that way, I think it would have built into the vampire fantasy much better than just kind of having combat now, which just feels a little bit tacked on, I think is my main complaint with it.
It's locked.
That door's locked, okay. Is my thing. Yeah, I'd have to purchase a legitimate video file transferring drive and just get a regular disk drive and use OBS to re-record the show for archival purposes. That means it's because I don't know a disk ripper. I think the only problem with doing it through OBS is that I remember trying to do this once, and I think that there are oftentimes there are, oftentimes there are encryptions in place to prevent you from doing that. Like OBS just will not record your stuff. Okay, I can't go in there. And I can't go in here. I just can't go in anywhere. Goodbye, Rosariana. Thank you for joining us. We always appreciate it. It's always wonderful to have you. now it just feels kind of just like, yeah. I mean, it
is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain.
It feels very satisfying,
The
but it's
sickness
very
moves
easy.
faster than influenza.
It kind of feels just like an obligation more than a fun thing to do in the game. The combat feels like it's the last minute. It doesn't really fit in with all of the talking to NPCs to get juicy lore thing. Yeah, I agree. And I think the talking to NPCs and the finding out their secrets and the
I cannot enter.
and the idea of deciding who to kill, who to save, the idea of being a doctor vampire are all very interesting concepts and all work together very well, but then the combat just doesn't work with the rest of it as well.
This
I
key
think
will surely grant me access to the basement.
I think if they had, like I said, I think if they had done a more Arkham Asylum style, like really leaned into the stealth element of the combat, I think it would have been much... Can I? I think it would have been much more enjoyable and build into the vampire fantasy much better. But obviously, overall, I'm really enjoying this game. I got 2 shillings. I think the aesthetics are impeccable, and I feel like a vampire, and I love it. I love feeling like I'm this very fun vampire man. Everyone has been trying to make the Mass Effect dialogue plus combat work better than Mass Effect did it, not realizing the combo isn't the best to start with. I think the only games that have really managed to do that well is the other series by BioWare, actually. I haven't played a whole ton of Mass Effect, but I do really like Dragon Age. Because what Dragon Age does is it usually kind of casts you as, like, someone who starts off not super high, but it kind of makes you, like, a somewhat politically important person. Persona non grata, as it were, in its world. So that it makes sense that you have to talk to people a lot. It makes sense that you have to have a lot of dialogue with people. And it makes sense why you need to
Balls of
learn.
Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective.
And it makes sense why you need to learn.
They do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
Shut up, Jonathan. Learn, you know, about the world and about its inhabitants and about all of the important political stuff. Like, it always seems like you're learning the shit that you're learning in a Dragon Age game very purposefully. And I really appreciate that. This door is locked. I can't, like, get into it. Yeah. Okay. But I know my shit's back there. I need my shit. I need my shit. Dragon Age games are actually very funny. Yes. Anyway, if I do decide to bridge the show I want to do, I'll be sure to return the favor and contact you with help for it. For sure. I would absolutely love to be part of that club. Oh, I just wasted blood powers. I forget that you can, this is the zoom. This is the zoom. I think I have vampire vision, don't I? Yeah, I do. I just wanted to see if I can find out anything important. There's blood over there. I guess let's go back downstairs. Maybe I missed something. Well, somebody was here. Oh! They unlocked the door. Well, that was nice of them. Hey, guys. How's everybody doing down here?
These skulls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
How you doing, buddy? Give me some of your fluids. Cool. Very dead. I know there's another one around here. I got some bullets which I'll never use. Mind if I drop in for a bite? Welcome, anime. Welcome. Unfortunately, you missed the little Q&A that we did. Sorry if I don't barf. Woo! Hey, friends! Hey, friends! Hey, friends! Friends! Listen, friends. Friends, listen to me, friends. Yeah, you just stand there and watch. You just stand there and watch. Okay, you're dead. You're not dead. Now you're dead. It's still funny to me that your introduction to my writing was when I had you in beta or fanfic I wrote. It was a really good fanfic, Claude, to be fair. Like, you impressed me. It gave me feelings, which is what a good fanfic is supposed to do. So, you know. Great pickup line. Give me some of your fluids. Give me some of your fluids. Hedgehog 2022. Oh, I hate that YouTube has a built-in clip feature now. Somebody's gonna... I know I'm just baiting it by saying, oh, nobody better clip this. Tee hee hee. Clip it, you fools. I dare you. I dare you. Clip that shit and put it on the internet.
It's locked.
It's locked. Oh, I got a knife. Blood absorb. You require a new type of offhanded weapon. Equip it and press Y to directly absorb blood? Yo! I want that shit. Oh, that's not it. I go here. Yo, give me some of that shit. Yo, I don't want this stupid steak. I guess I can't bite people, though. The knife, it just gives me blood absorption. It doesn't give me any stun. I think I'll stick with the steak, honestly. Alright, what is this? Death report. Office of Pembroke Hospital Medical Examiner. Report of investigation. Decedent Samuel Connor. Race Caucasoid. Sure. Sex male. Age 39. Home address unknown. Occupation fisherman. Death type of death natural. Probable cause of death. Fast progressing pneumonia by virus induced pulmonary consolidation, Spanish influenza. Examination attendees, doctor. I should have got a straw for this. Now I'm thinking about it. Oh well. And
Mr.
tippets.
Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
Oh, are we gonna do an autopsy? One of my favorite parts of The Witcher 3 is the fact that you get to like do these little autopsies on corpses, and I wish they went a little more in depth with it, because like the first game had an autopsy, and it was not good because the game actively tries to trick you into making the wrong choices, and it doesn't like let you just like examine at will. Like if you you can't just examine everything, because if you hit one button, you're stuck doing that. It's very unfortunate. Also, there's no way that guy is 39. He's 22. It's pronounced Caucasoid. It's an older form of Caucasian, Mongoloid, and that are similar obsolete forms of Asian and Black, respectively. Fair enough. All right, corner of the lips.
Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips.
Yeah.
Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps?
Or rabies. Damaged legs and
Multiple
arms.
abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman.
I wish my cursor wasn't stuck on the screen. That'd be nice.
The chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened.
Anyway, what I was saying was that I really like the autopsies in The Witcher 3, but I wish that they were like a little more like you actually get to like do the autopsy. I don't know what I'm even really talking about, but you know.
A puncture.
Like it's like
over the
this, where
left
you just
lung.
click and you just examine.
Possibly a chest tube incision.
I wish there was kind of like
Not
a
the
combination
cleanest work,
between
but I think it was successful.
The Witcher 1 and The Witcher 3, where, because in The Witcher 1 you're supposed to draw your own conclusions about the autopsy. I wish they had that element in Witcher 3. They just did it better. Maybe in the remake of Witcher 1 they'll fix that. She wants to cut open dead things. Dude, one of my favorite games is Trauma Center. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I unironically really like Trauma Center. One day, when Dragon and I are done with Danganronpa, actually playing Danganronpa, which we have been doing in our spare time, we just haven't been recording it. I would love someday soon maybe to do a Trauma Center stream. And there's this challenge that the Game Grumps tried to do and failed miserably at, and I think it'd be very, very funny, is because Trauma Center is on the Wii. So you've got the main stick and you've got the nunchuck. And there's this challenge that the Game Grumps tried to do where Dan acted as the nurse and Aaron as the doctor. So Aaron would be performing all this stuff, but he'd have to tell Dan, sutures, or Dan scalpel, or all this stuff, or tubes, psyche tubes. And they failed miserably because they're both terrible at Trauma Center. But I think it'd be really fun to try that and watch Dragon and I scream at each other about handing the pliers to each other. I think it'd be fun.
Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked.
Or you're just Markiplier screaming at the nurse. What about Trauma Center for DS? I'm just gonna play. Why is this stuck on my screen? It's really annoying. Okay, it's just gonna be in the corner, I guess. The thing about that is that Trauma Center had a couple sequels for the DS, but the original game just got.
It's locked, all right.
It's locked, all right. He's so dramatic. Just got remade into the Wii version, which is just better and has more content than the DS version. So we'll be playing that one. Also, it's harder to emulate DS games because we're totally gonna emulate it. Although to be fair, I've rented Trauma Center enough from my local video store when I was a child that I've basically paid for the game at this point. I rented it like 5 different times. I fucking love Trauma Center. Well, it's a little too much for anybody who hasn't played it or seen someone play it, but it's a trip. It's an Atlas game. It's by the guys who made Persona and Shin Megami Tensei. So it's a fucking trip. It's hard to emulate DS games because Nintendo will hunt you down if you do. Oh yeah, and I mean, to be fair, a Wii game's the same way, but hello. Oh, the trigger on this door is a little oddly placed. Hey, friend. Yeah, you're dead. But yeah, in general, Wii games are a little easier to emulate. I do need to invest in a Dolphin USB sensor if I'm gonna do that. That's the other thing I need to do to get it working. So this is kind of creepy, right? She loves Trauma Center so much that she's going to send all her viewers to a real-life Trauma Center if they don't give her money. Quick, donate or suffer her wrath. I will find out where you live, and I will end you. Oh, we got a boss. John oh, hello, sir. Oh, shit. He went behind me. Oh, shit. He got fucking behind me. Oh, fuck. He's teleporting all over the goddamn place. I can... Yeah, I can lock on. Okay. I am getting my ass handed to me. Okay. Get some blood. Now let's kick his ass. Hell yeah. Nope. Oh, I have another use of... Oh, shit. Okay, well, that didn't work. Okay, he's dead. For the record, I have 2 Wii sensors, but it might be helpful to send you one. Do you have one of the USB ones, specifically that connects to the computer?
Becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting.
I know, I'm gonna kill someone soon.
Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer.
Because Claude, to use the Wii sensors on the computer, you need the specifically fan-made one that that connects to your computer. Hey, so who else here wants to just keep him at low health forever? Just me? Just me? Okay, we have to go back there. We can. So what kind of vampires are we dealing with again? Just need a refresher because the boss is morphing a bit. So from what I'm aware of, we don't know everything yet because we're just playing as a newly turned vampire who doesn't know much about vampires. They're rather classic in a lot of ways. Their bite does not kill people. Hey, buddy. I need your blood. Give me your blood. Give me your blood. Okay, that helped. Cool. I mean, I also have 2 Wii's, so you could, like, not need... No, Claude, I own a Wii. I own a Wii. The problem is that I'd have to buy equipment to connect it to my computer. And I'm too lazy to do that. It's much cheaper to just buy a USB thing and emulate it than it is to buy the capture card I would need to do the Wii. Because I have a modern capture card for stuff like the Switch, but I need a different one for the Wii. And that would be a pain in my ass to have to buy another capture card. I don't actually have 2 Wii's. I have a Wii and a Wii U, which mostly makes the Wii obsolete. So that's why I'd be emulating it, just because it's cheaper to buy the USB than to try to have to buy the capture card and get that all set up. And it'll run much better if I emulate it than if I try to use a capture card, because unless you spend a lot of money on a capture card, they usually don't work super well. The one I had was like $90 and it doesn't work well. Okay. Craft the treatment for fatigue. Then let's do that. I want to be able to record games on my consoles or my 3DS, but the only thing I can record with is my laptop. Yeah, so, Redix phones. For most people who record stuff on their consoles, yeah, they buy a capture card that will connect to their computer. I have one that works for the Switch and should work for, hypothetically, for a PlayStation and an Xbox. But I also don't own those things. Hey, who are you?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the wind.
I was just gonna say, so durable.
I beg your pardon.
So durable.
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
So is she a vampire or is she just crazy? You're a vampire?
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Also, I feel like all of you guys have much more fun when I drink on stream. You all chat more when I drink on stream. I think it's because I get silly. Alright. Gaslight this woman! Ever heard of Kotar? What is... Hold on, I gotta look that up. So there's a song I really like called Kotard's Last... It's a Will Wood song. It's like Kotard's Final Solution or something. Kotard's Last Solution or something like that. So what's Cotard syndrome? Cotard syndrome comprises any one of a series of delusions that range from a belief to one has lost organs, blood, or body parts to insisting that one has lost one's soul or is dead. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's not Cotard's Final Solution. It's Cotard's hold on, we're just gonna look up Will Wood. It's just Cotard's Solution. It's just Cotard's Solution. The Will song is just Cotard's Solution, yeah. Anyway, it's a song I introduced Dragon to, and he really likes it. I prefer Dr. Sunshine is Dead. That's my favorite song on that album. But Dragon really likes Cotard's Solution, so I didn't know it was named after a syndrome. I did not know about that. I've never heard of
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome?
Cotard's.
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Yes, to
you
err as
say?
human, so don't be one.
Sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I've heard Dr. Sunshine is a very good song. I am not the sunshine, I am not the moon at night. Well, who else could I be when I can hardly see? I like the ongoing. I like that album specifically because of the ongoing leitmotif of and if dreams could come true, what does that say about nightmares? I like that a lot. And specifically Dr. Sunshine is Dead is not an inspiration, but a big kind of component to the next Edie Valley arc. So that'll be fun. Do not cough in public. So this game takes place 2 years ago. Describe how you feel.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
Okay.
I'm assuming you must be a patient.
Sure thing.
Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover to hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
It's always
Is
the
that not
cute
enough for
ones.
you, puny mortal.
Always the cute ones.
What do you require? Proof of my powers?
Yeah.
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Okay.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Prevent disease. Careless spitting, sneezing, coughing spread influenza. Spread by droplets sprayed from nose and throat. Do not cough in public. Man, some people nowadays can learn from that. Excuse me. Hey.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet.
This is Pippa.
My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a
Dude, you can
position
talk to fucking everybody in this
Well,
game.
it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How's the situation here?
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Pippa is a really fun name. Get a grip!
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
It's gonna last for years.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
Well, some people do get better from the Spanish flu. Not everybody dies. If they do get better, then you're good.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that
It'll
the epidemic
ruin
is
the
winning.
global economy!
And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You're right.
You're right. When dealing with such a terrible disease, one must remain humble.
I'm a blood transfusion
But that
specialist.
doesn't
I don't have a
mean we
whole
shouldn't
bunch of
try our
disease.
best.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
Also, again, these are the exact things people have said about recent events.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton so grumpy?
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
We have a new hint to a Milton.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Okay. Personal questions. Can't ask any personal questions.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
No personal questions for Nurse Hawkins. Yeah, we've already talked to you. We've already talked to you. We haven't talked to you. Who are you?
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Dude, stop talking to him!
No.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Thousand Eyes, it is not that type of game. You do not get to date people in this game, unfortunately.
How painful.
We're gonna
is your
keep
throat,
talking to
Mr.
him.
Goswick?
So painful, I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
Well, let's keep talking to him then. I'll let you get
I'll
some
let
rest.
you get some rest then.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Okay. Alright, Gerbil, are you ready?
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
Oh, I thought this is... Nope, this is not a dating simulator. This is a Western-developed adventure game, essentially. In a Japanese space, it would be called an ADV, probably. But no, you do allow talking in this game, but you do not do any dating. It is not a dating simulator. You are too sad to date. You are a creature of the night. You are not an affable gentleman. We are not playing as Lucius Marcel. Are you that rich?
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
Cool.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
Widow.
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Ha, that's cool. Complaints about your
What do you
reception.
think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Rude. Me and everyone else's favorite Will Wood and the Tapeworm song is Front Street. I have not heard Front Street. I will listen to it.
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
Oh. She charged
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
We're a bit rough around the edges, but we're good people. Sounds like the kind of professional woman who would be willing to murder her husband to inherit his fortune would have. Thousand Eyes says hard pass on Beatrice, but then Gerbil says, but she has money. And then Thousand Eyes goes, marry her! Okay, we need hints for
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
that. All right. We're supposed to talk
Good
to him
evening,
again.
Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay. About your hospitalization.
Why did your mother have you hospitalized here? She seems convinced this is a bad hospital.
My mother just wants the best for me. She won't rest while I'm here. She'd go all the way to hell and back to help me.
You're in good hands.
Pembroke Hospital may look unorthodox, but rest assured you're in good hands here.
It's not me you have to convince, Dr. Reed. It's my mother.
Is your mother bothering you?
Is your mother bothering you? As your doctor, I can ask her to leave you alone if you would prefer.
She's literally right
That's
over there.
tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what my mother is capable of.
Oh my.
She would tie herself to my bed if you asked her to leave.
Yeesh. Yeesh. Tell me about
Tell
yourself.
me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
Okay, I'll leave you alone.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
I won't do the mind control thing every time I do it. Oh no, I said I will do it every time I do it. I said I will. I'm going to do it now. So I'm doing it. Alright, so, I think we might as well, since we only have a couple minutes, we might as well just continue on the main mission for the time being, and we'll do some of these side missions, next time, because we have a couple of them now. We have 4 of them now. Because, yeah, we want to find out who's spying on Thelma. We need to investigate the clinical error made by Tippets. We need to bring back the wallet to good old Milton, who clearly has a thing with Pippa. And we need to go to a pharmacy to get some goods. And let's see, what kind of, so there's 4 districts, it looks like. The pillar of the docks is Sean Hampton. He is healthy. His blood quality is pretty high. Dyson Delaney is suffering from fatigue. We should probably get him some shit for that. There's also, these are the guys who are working at the pub. At the pub. And we're slowly meeting everyone from the hospital. We're only missing 4 people. Clay Cox. Jonathan's voice actor is too gaudy. He can learn a thing or two from you. Actually, I disagree. So, for one specific reason. If I can get my thoughts together. I mentioned this last stream. But, vampire fiction, classic gothic vampire fiction, which this is clearly taking a lot of inspiration from, is very, very dramatic. Very over-dramatic. Very, many people fainting on couches and making declarations of revenge and, you know, generally being dramatic fucks. So I actually think in this scenario his voice works very, very well. I think him overplaying it works exceptionally well for this genre and this character. I think if it was a different game, I think if it was a normal game, that it would not be good. But for this game, it definitely works. And I think he's putting on that kind of gaudiness, as it were, on purpose. Dorothy Crane is the pillar of this unknown district, which is in serious condition. And there's one more district that we don't know anything about. Yeah, I think I will probably start the next stream with the vampire lady investigation. Due to the influenza, the hospital can no longer take any patients. Hospital full, please go back home. Is it upstairs? Oh, it's upstairs. Okay. Don't mind me. Just digging through the garbage. Don't mind me. It's fine. Oh yeah, I think my office is up there. I gotta go upstairs. I gots to go upstairs. There's Dr. Swansea. And here is my office. Dr. Reed. We're a doctor, don't you know? I'm a fucking doctor. And I know what's best. Okay, now I'm just aping off of Markiplier. Alright. So. Okay. So we can analyze this watery rich blood sample, which gives us a light blood serum, a light regeneration serum. We can recycle some stuff. Yeah, let's recycle some shit for sure. Cheap gin, bottle of alcohol. Perfect. Okay. So we want the cure for fatigue, I believe. I believe that is what we need to make, right? Let me double check. Cure for fatigue. I just saw it before it went away. Okay. The 1910s is rather a bit late for most Gothic stuff. Yes, it is a bit later, but its aesthetic and its presentation fits that Gothic atmosphere very well. And keep in mind as well that Dracula was actually written not in the 1800s like people think it is. It was actually written in the early 1900s, more like 1905 than the late 1910s, but it is actually fairly new for Gothic works. There are a lot of other Gothic works that are older than that. Like, you could kind of consider Frankenstein to be a Gothic work, and that was written more like in the early 1800s. But, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
It's locked, all right.
It's locked, all right. We gotta go downstairs. I just love the set design in this game too. The set design is really, really good. Because with most video games, obviously, you're gonna be reusing assets. That's just how it's gonna be, because it's, you know, it's video games. Unless you want to spend 50 million thousand years making a different asset for every fucking piece of paper that's on a table, you're gonna have to reuse assets. What I think is the hallmark of a good game is how good they make those assets look. And this game makes those assets look very, very good. Thousand Eyes, I've been doing my homework specifically because I have a degree in English, and I'm a speculative fiction horror writer. I know a lot about Gothic fiction. It's not homework, we're just literators who know this stuff. Yeah. I'm not necessarily doing my homework, but I know it because I write Gothic horror. Hey, how's it going? I can sense the humans. Mortimer Goswick. Okay, anyway. Okay.
Finally,
hey,
you've returned,
Techno-Rave.
Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Understandable. Diseases decrease the blood quality of a citizen. Use the correct medicine to heal them. Speak to the patient in the room behind Dorothy to check his medical status. Dorothy hasn't changed her clothes yet. That's the same stain she had the other day. Very unprofessional. I hereby revoke Dorothy's waifu status. Her status is revoked.
Good evening, sir.
Welcome, Techno-Rave. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. We're about to end the stream. So we didn't kill anybody tonight. Not yet, at least. We're still doing our research into who deserves death. in this hospital. But yeah, it's now 8 o'clock. I've been streaming for 2 hours. Thank you everybody so much for joining me. Thank you everybody so much for allowing me to experiment on you and try out the new Q&A thingy. Very happy, very pleased that you all enjoy this. Do we want to do one more stream of this, or do you think you have seen enough? That is the question, I think. Because I think I can get one more stream out of this before the amount of viewers goes down too much to bother. But Gerbil says, well, Gerbil, you're going to be at all of them anyway. Up to you, says Claude. I want to see more of the quests that get resolved. That's fair. Ventus, I'm about to end. You missed everything. Let's see what anybody else says. Anybody who's still here. I just got back from a 20-hour road trip. Congrats. You went to Ohio. Not my fault. It's totally your fault. Why didn't you get home earlier? Pull the chat. I guess I can use my other new thing I can do. I can pull the chat. Should I do another stream? If I can type, that'd be lovely. Yes or no? Go. Answer me, chat. Answer me. Of this. I didn't specify, but it's of this, obviously. 100% says yes. I think there's only one vote, though. Oh, there's 2 votes. 100% say yes, 2 votes. Wait, but my answer was maybe. Too bad, Claude. What would you... If my channel was entirely beholden to your whims, would you want another stream? 3 votes for yes. No votes for no. Okay. Okay, it seems like people are liking this. Oh, there's 1 vote for no. Okay. I'm indecisive. Well, too bad, Claude. Become decisive. Another vote for yes. Okay. Seems like most people want to do this. Okay, cool. Then I will do one more stream of this. At the very least. At the very least, I will do one more. Alright, so, without further ado then, this is anonymous. Yes, absolutely anonymous. Without further ado, I'm going to go to bed. Not really, but I'm going to get off for the evening. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you very much for allowing me to be stupid and gothic. And I will see you all next week, probably, hopefully, maybe, we'll see, probably. Have a good night, everybody.